What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. Time for another episode of Min-Maxing for Fun and Profit here in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. One more with guns and gears, then I'll do a 1v1. Promise ya, I see the weapon inventor. I see all the dumb things we can get up to with this, and I gotta play with it. Today, one of my own concepts, how to take the very scary looking guy with a robot sword and sick them against your enemies for value. If you're liking what you're seeing, remember to like, subscribe, and ding the bell. If you're liking what you're seeing so much that you'd like a Google Sheet of it, Patreon at any tier will help you do that, as well as get you access to a billion other sheets that we've made for Pathfinder characters. And at higher tiers could help you ostensibly play Gears of War, I suppose. You could definitely flavor this as a chainsaw sword. Good, this pleases me. Now, let's dive in. Okay, so in building this character, the goal here was to take a class that is obviously very, very martial focused and just lean into that. The Inventor is a pretty big damage powerhouse with Overdrive, and I really like that because you usually don't see both intelligence base and high damage on the same martial. Now, of course, like, the Magi exists, but that doesn't count. It had magic. I mean, strictly speaking, someone who has a brain and knows how to use it for value. I think that's really cool. The weapon-focused Inventor also has a lot of like Numeria vibes, Horizon Zero Dawn vibes. What more do you want, right? For today's build, we will of course be putting together a human once again, just because we really want natural ambition right out the gate. This class truly feels like it needs it to function. And once again, because honestly, a lot of optimization for me in 2nd edition is just refining that same concept, we will go the tiefling route. We'll talk about why later on. Something with strength and con for your background. For our starting ability scores, it's a strength of 16, dex of 12, con 14, int of 16, wisdom and charisma at 10. At level 1, once again, natural ambition for built-in tools and unstable repair. Unstable repair for one action, of course. Repair your innovation, but it has the unstable trait when you do this. You need your repair kit and you need to be holding it if your weapon breaks in combat, and also if your weapon happens to have a screwdriver built in, so much the better. At level 2, because really the Inventor screams a lot more martial shenanigans than I once thought, we will be taking the Barbarian Dedication. Also, I really love how none of the Inventor stuff, though it all has the Manipulate trait, has the Concentrate trait, so you should be able to press the button on your halberd that makes your halberd explode easy enough. So at level 4, we will take Megaton Strike. For 2 actions, make a melee strike. If it hits, it does double the usual number of weapon damage dice, 2 for a weapon with a greater striking rune, 4 for a striking, and 6 for greater, 8 for major, of course. And that is sort of the crux of this build. We just want to hit them really hard. Get all of your strength, half or sometimes all of your intelligence modifier, and a little more from rage onto the end of one strike with a bunch of dice. You should be able to nuke things real quick. Clockwork Celerity at level 6 will allow us to, with a weapon innovation, have an extra action to strike with our weapon if we really need to go chase somebody down. Use this 1 action to stride, then 2 actions to Megaton Strike. Or, coming right up next at level 8, Gigaton Strike. Lots and lots of damage. They must also then make a Fortitude save against your class DC. On a critical success, the target is unaffected. On a success, the target is pushed back 5 feet, 10 feet on a failure, 20 feet on a critical failure. Meaning they must then stride or step to get back up to you and your friends to attack. And because we're a human, again, at level 9, multi-talented for a fighter dedication, means our next feat will be Opportunist for that sweet, tasty attack of opportunity reaction as they come running up to try to catch back up to us to do even more damage. Even better later on when we get our wings and we can threaten below us in a very wide arc with a 15-foot reach weapon, or, you know, a scary-ass reach weapon. Next up, Overdrive Ally. For 1 action, if you're under the effects of Overdrive, you quickly huck some stuff over at your friend. Choose an ally within 30 feet until the end of their next turn. That ally gains the same amount of additional damage to their strikes as you currently gain from Overdrive. Which is really cool because Overdrive is one of those few and far between things in 2nd edition that is untyped, therefore will stack with other things. We'll take Shared Overdrive next. So the first time you use Overdrive Ally during your overdrive, it lasts for the remainder of the duration of your overdrive instead of just the end of their next turn, at least the first time. Any further uses during the same overdrive have their normal duration. That should be more than enough to push a lot of damage through, especially if you have like a double slicing ranger or like rogue ranger combo. On a critical success, that's 5 extra damage per strike, or, you know, dumb. Took us a million years to get there, but we'll take the instinct ability archetype feat for the barbarian next. As far as which instinct you take, truly, friends, I'm gonna leave that one up to you. Dragon shenanigans reflavored as more mechanical shenanigans or otherwise, if you think you would rather have a little less but elemental damage. Giant instinct if you want to just carry around a fucking muffler and beat the shit out of people with. Spirit instinct if you want to beat people with the Cure Light Wounds stick, except it hurts them now. It sort of just depends on what you think you're going up against the most for the sake of optimization, or the character you want to play. Sudden charge next, because, well, you've got a fly speed, might as well. Stride twice if you end your movement within melee reach for us 15 feet of at least one enemy. You can stab them. Then lastly, ubiquitous overdrive. During daily prep, choose up to 6 willing allies. Whenever you overdrive, you can grant them to anybody within 30 feet, or you can just buff the shit out of the whole party. Skill feats, of course, up to you. For ancestry feats, natural ambition for built-in tools, fiendish resistance choosing fire, again, in case you accidentally explode your weapon with your AoE. Then multi-talented for a fighter dedication, then fiendish wings, eternal wings for a fly speed. And for the general feats, it's toughness diehard, incredible initiative, fast recovery, and canny acumen for the reflex. We don't talk about fast recovery that much. We aren't adopted by halflings here. Weird. This feat lets you regain twice as many hit points from resting. Every time you fort save against an ongoing disease or poison, you reduce its stage by 2, or 1 against a virulent disease or poison. Crits reduced by 3 or 2. As well as drained going down by 2 instead of 1 every time you rest. It just seems like really good tech. If nothing else, it's more HP, and who doesn't love that? I definitely, when I was first looking through the Inventor, did not think the Barbarian would have as much synergy with a class like this that it does, but I'm super glad that that's the case because it makes it feel very unique. Like before, you had your Numerian Liberators, you had your Savage Technologists, so on and so forth, that were like tech-flavored barbarians, but they were only ever just that. Just like, what is this? I don't know. Hit you with it. The Inventor gets to have that cake, eat it too, and lean really hard into it, which I think is super neat. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today. What do y'all think? Are we liking it? Have we played it? Throw it in the comments. Next week, there's an Intimidate-based rogue in 1st edition that I had ready to go, and then they announced Guns and Gears, so I went and did that instead. Gonna go back to the 1E2E, 1E2E format. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.